Grief is in two parts. The first is loss, and the second is the remaking of life.
Major water leak in my house, and my dad is not here. It's so interesting, guys, how life forces you to rethink things and put things into perspective. Last Friday, I had a major leak in my kitchen. And of course, I had to deal with that, not only because I would deal with that regardless. However, just in that moment, I realized how much my dad's done for me, not only as a provider and protector, but he was just there all the time for the small things and the big things. If there was a tap leaking, or if it was a painting to be put on the wall, or anything, oil in my car, I find myself every day rethinking and reanalyzing, and all these little things or all these big things where he was there, and my brain cannot adjust. The first thing is my dad would have dealt with that. My dad would have helped me with that. And again, it's not that I am not able to do that by myself. Of course, dealing with a major leak, maybe not. I'm not a plumber. But I know he would have turned off the water. He would have known exactly where to go, what to do, what tools to use. Whereas for me was, okay, well, let me call someone. Not everybody is there for you the moment that you need them. And this is it. My dad was always there for me every time I needed him. And that says a lot about someone's character, someone's persona, someone's integrity. So I found myself on Friday dealing with all of that, calling the plumbers, explaining. Now I've called someone else because we need to retile the kitchen. And yeah, I need to do some painting of my cabinets. So I was doing exactly that, and I was thinking, wow, his physical presence, his emotional presence, his intelligence, his wisdom is so missed. And then I came across this quote, which is very interesting. And it says this. I have actually written it down because it had such an impact on me.
Grief is in two parts. The first is loss, and the second is the remaking of life.
And I think the remaking of life is so important, because of course you will have to deal with the grief and every consequence of that, missing that person. And again, grief in so many aspects, because when I'm talking maybe like a generic grief, there can be a heartbreak that brings pain, but it's the loss of a child, a loss of a parent, a loss of a spouse. Because I think my grief and my mom's grief is probably different. But I've known my dad for all my life. My mom spent more than half of her life with my dad, with her spouse. And it's so complicated. It's so the I mean, the brain cannot adjust. There are better days, and better, when I say better, it's just that you can get out of bed, go to work, and get a little bit distracted. But every little thing reminds us of him. Because as I said before, it wasn't just his physical presence as he was coming back home, it's everything else. is the kind words, the wisdom, the person you would go to, the first person you would go to. It's interesting. I think this situation just triggers me so much, and every little thing triggers me. A couple of days back, I've seen his car, like the model of the car that he's had, and just all of a sudden, like the first thing was to, my God, that's my dad. It just, it's incredible to explain. It's comforting to see, to see those familiar situations, but at the same time it's so sad, because again, not having that person, dealing with that sadness, that acute pain, as I said before in my other video, it's an acute pain. It's excruciating. I have no other words to explain. I just thought that I will just make a quick video just explaining how maybe things sometimes we take them for granted, or maybe most of the time we take them for granted. Let's be completely honest. We don't realize how important people are, or how important time is in our life. And you're like, wow, I so wish I could turn back the time and just had my dad, have my dad with me for a cuddle, for a kind word, for an advice. I wasn't even sure. I mean, the first thing that I did was just to call someone. Yeah. And I know, and I had so many complications, and I know that if dad was here, he would have dealt with that differently. And just made me realize that life is different, and I need to embrace it. I know he would be so proud, and he wouldn't want me to be, as I said before, miserable or cry all the time. I know that he would want me to be happy. He would really want me to be happy. And the same thing goes for my mom. And I know for a fact that he's there above, and he's looking over us, and he's guiding us, and he's always going to be our guiding star. It was really interesting to see this quote as well, and it definitely hit me hard. Um, I do I'll put the name of the author um in the video. But yes, it's difficult. How do you guys cope with these familiar things when you see, when you're triggered, you know, you hear a song and it reminds you of that person, you see something familiar, or you go to a a place, a restaurant. I have to say that I have avoided some of the locations that are we used to go. I just feel like I cannot do it right now. I honestly cannot. It would definitely trigger me so much, and I know that maybe one day, um, and it doesn't have to be right away. As I said before, grief is not linear. You take as much time as you need, and you don't have to justify it to anyone. I know people are different. People move on with grief, of course, but they move on quicker. Maybe they're not affected as much, but in my situation, as I said before, I was deeply affected, and I still am, and I miss him every day, and I try my hardest to make him proud, you know, every day, and I hope he is. But yes, just to know, just a quick one. I think this quote is beautiful. Do you have any quotes that helped you go through life, or just something that, you know, it's dear to your heart and made a difference? Will be lovely to see that in the comments. Guys, I'm here to just share my journey. It's tough, it's difficult, it's excruciating. It's a completely different change or life or reality. I don't even know how to call it. But anyway, just a quick one. I hope everybody's good. And thank you again for all your support. Appreciate it. Speak to you soon, guys. Bye.